Hey everybody, it's Glasses Senpai here. I hope you guys are having a great December so far. Today I'm gonna go over a top 10 gift list for a manga artist. Number 1, definitely get them really good quality paper or some decent kind of quality paper, because copying paper, personally as an artist, it just usually doesn't work out. As an alternative, if they're not so much into pen and ink, like more the traditional manga stuff, you can probably get them some nice watercolor paper, as you can see here. If the person you're getting this gift for likes to paint, watercolor paper or a canvas type of paper is the best way to go. Number 2, as an artist, practice is extremely important, because if you don't practice each and every day, your skill actually might start to diminish. So, what better than to get the artist in your life than a sketchbook? I mean, these things are a lifesaver. You have a couple of minutes in your free time, you're like, you know, I feel like drawing something, getting my daily practice in, so I'll just go ahead and jot something down in my sketchbook. If you could get them a decent sketchbook, I would say they would highly appreciate it, and they would probably get more into the habit of practicing, which ultimately leads to your friend getting better at what they do. Number 3. This next one might be a favorite for those of you who are usually more on a budget or just don't have a lot of cash in your wallet at the time. Well, never fear, this next one is super easy. Pencils, but not just heck, not even wooden ones. You can get them a mechanical pencil, depending on their needs, but I've found over the years that mechanical pencils, they usually tend to work best. The problem with the wood pencils I use, they always tend to break and it takes forever to sharpen them back up to what they used to be. So I would highly recommend mechanical pencils. You can, heck, go to Walmart, Target, what have you. Number 4. This one, in my opinion, is extremely important for your friends that are more into the manga side of art. And that would be, get them some legit artist pens. I mean, ballpoint pens, they work fine, but if you start using markers and other art mediums to go with their drawings and stuff, those pen lines are gonna smear because they're not very good quality. Now, if you want to get them something pretty nice, I personally recommend the Copic multiliners. They're very good. They hold up to even alcohol-based markers and water-based markers. They're also very fine and very crisp. This is about $16 here. Number 5. Next up, it's pretty obvious, but an eraser. But not just a cheapy dollar store eraser necessarily. An eraser I would recommend is either a kneaded eraser, which right now, it's this small little gray looking blob. In the stores it'll be like a rectangular shape, and they only cost like 99 cents in most artist stores that I've been to. Just like getting these kneaded erasers or an artist slough eraser, I've found that they work very well. Number 6. Next on our list, we have color pencils, but not just any color pencils, not your Crayola stuff. Although you can get Crayola, but I'm not sure how happy your artist friend would be. But what I have here is a pack of Prismacolor pencils. Now there's only 12 in here, but with 12 colors, you can do a lot with your artwork. You see, these are basically your really important colors that you can actually make a lot of different colors out of. So I would recommend getting them a 12 pack to start, but these aren't too expensive. They'll probably set you back $15, $20 at most. Number 7. After we have our color pencils, we have our markers. Now, I know what you're thinking. Right now, you're probably thinking of a Crayola or a very off-brand marker that no one's probably ever heard of, but why not step it up a notch, just a little bit from your little Crayola expenditures, and why don't you snag a small pack of Copic shell markers? Now these markers are great because they're small, but you get a lot of them in these packs. You get about, let's see, 1, 2, 8. You get 8 of these markers in one of these packs. Now these packs might set you back around $40 to $60, depending on what you get, but I can assure you guys, they are so worth it. However, if you do find yourself not liking that $40 to $60 price tag, you can always check out the Prismacolor equivalents. These markers are much more inexpensive. However, you cannot refill them. The brushes don't last as long. They'll end up getting frayed after probably about 5 months of heavy use. And they'll probably run out of ink on you in about a year or less. So that's just one downside, but they are cheaper for those of you who are very budget minded. Number 8, we have more of a book related thing. I would highly recommend getting the artist friend in your life a tutorial book on either how to draw shoujo or like this, Mark Crilly's Mastering Manga series. So if you're just starting out, I would highly recommend either the first book in the series or even the second book in this series. And I believe at the release of this video, he has a third Mastering Manga book coming out. These books have helped me immensely through the years, just improving my craft, and I have to give my hats off to you, Mark Crilly. You just did a wonderful job on these books. Now, these tutorial books, they'll set you back about $20 to $25, depending if you can get them on sale. Number 9, for those friends of yours who are specifically trying to learn more about manga and how to draw in that kind of style, I would highly recommend getting them a book series to read, like a legitimate manga book series. Please just don't grab them a graphic novel. There's only a couple pictures in there. Grab them a real manga, whether it's Japanese or translated in English, it's up to you, but I would probably recommend the English version since I know many of you guys only speak English. However, a book series I recommend to get them is a book series called A Silent Voice. I've loved the artwork in this book. It's not as popular as your other mainstream books, but it's very good. If your friend is more into slightly mainstream type manga or anime, you can check out the book Your Lie in April. Now, this was an anime. Well, let me correct myself. This is an anime, but it is also a manga. I believe the manga came out first. Once again, that is Your Lie in April. I really enjoyed the art style in this book, and I believe it might suit the taste of some of your friends a little bit better than a smaller book series that you probably haven't heard of. Number 10. Lastly on my list, it's not anything expensive, it's not artist gear, it's not, oh, the best paper, a book on how you can become amazing, or special markers. Honestly, one of the best gifts that you can give that artist in your life over the holidays is encouragement. Encouragement is extremely crucial to an artist, because if you straight up walk up to them and be like, huh, your art looks kind of stupid, or kind of looks I mean, it's okay, but if you do that, it on the inside as an artist, it kind of just really tears us down. I mean, there are those of us who can take it positively, but most artists that I've known, they'll really feel torn about it and feel awful about it. They'll just feel this kind of shame and condemnation that they are bad. So over these holidays, if you don't have any money, or even if you do have the money to get them one of the gifts I mentioned before, I would just highly recommend just encouraging them to keep on what they're doing, compliment their drawings on what they are doing well, but just say, hey, I think you could do this better, but your drawing looks pretty good. So just do that, and I can guarantee you, the artist that you give these gifts to, they will just love it so much. Anyway, I hope this entire list of gifts that you can get your artist friends or those who are aspiring to become manga artists is helpful for you guys who don't really know that much about art in general. I'm Glasses Senpai, and I'll see you guys in the next video.